when I look at what you faced, you took over, I think, in May 2008. Revenues dropped almost $10 billion, right? I mean, somewhere in the 28 billion range to 17 billion. You effected a restructuring of the company, laid off thousands and thousands of workers all over the world.
Right.
But do you think that even when you come back to profitability in that range, will you be hiring back all those people, or have you learned to do more with less?
I think everybody has learned to do more with less. At the same time, you will be hiring people back once the economy comes back. And that deals with the question of how much additional demand is there. But we will not give up the productivity that we have gained through this period and learn it through a very, very hard lesson.
But you said we're not going to give up the productivity we gained.
Absolutely.
And what you mean by that is you are going to be sure that you stay as lean as possible.
Correct.
What is it that achieved this level of productivity that you now have? Is it that you use technology more efficiently, or is it that you are manufacturing in places where you can find low-cost labor that is also highly skilled?
Yes, and yes, I would say.
So technology, globalization, both having this effect of making companies hyper-efficient, making them global, making them sell anywhere, buy from anywhere. What does this do to the average American worker?
Well, I think it puts real pressure on having the kinds of skills that allow us in this country, in America, to build new industries, to go to new industry. If you look at the history of America, we started out making shoes. We started out making clothes. We started out with basic manufacturing industries. What has proven to be enormously successful over 100 years is we've moved up the chain. We're not producing workers who have the skills to move up the next step. And at the same time, other countries are saying, oh, wait a minute. We don't really like this process where we get your discarded industries and you go up to the most modern industry. We're going to go to those modern industries now ourselves. So we got a competition for high-paying, high-return jobs, and we're not in America investing in the skills of our workers to allow us to compete in those industries today.
The real problem we have now is we have other countries that are copying us, Singapore, Korea, China, and so forth, that have very directed industrial policies around sectors. So China, for example, has decided to focus on green energy, and there's some evidence that some of the key companies will now be founded in China. That's a real loss to America, where much of this technology was originally invented.
But isn't that inevitable in the sense that I hear about solar panels being made in China? Now, even if we invent the next great solar idea, won't the manufactured product move to China, because solar panels, after all, are a manufactured product, and China has much lower costs of manufacturing. So even if you innovate, does the manufacturing go somewhere else?
But you see, that's an example of fighting the last war. The next war is over nanotechnology, new mineral surfaces that touch and move when you use them, and all sorts of amazing new things that have been invented here in America. The opportunity is to actually build those businesses in America before the other countries get them. The solar panel one may be one that was a decade ago, but there's a new set now that we need to stay focused on.
So you're bullish on America.
I am bullish. I think I'm a little apprehensive about the very short term, in the next sort of 12 to 18 months. But over the longer period of time, I think, when I first came to the United States in 1978 and I got employed by the Coca-Cola Company in 1978, started my career at the Coca-Cola Company, everyone was apprehensive about Japan. Everybody thought Japan is going to take every single job in the United States. And what did the United States successfully do in the 80s? It reinvented itself. It innovated and re-innovated and created 25 million new jobs, mostly technology-related jobs. But I think the United States has that capability.